Get ready to do some shitting with the boys. Damn, son, where'd you find that Arctic house?
I love that shit.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Are we doing this whole episode in Spanish?
Fuck no, because I can't speak that much
Hola,
Spanish.
miramos Prentice. Or,
My name is Rogelio Raimundo Acosta Jr.
Hody.
I'd be quiet the whole episode.
AKA Rogelio.
Just a bunch of...
Hola.
she's going to say, see.
Oh, no.
Damn, I can't even do my intro without getting interrupted.
Do your damn intro.
I'm done now. We got two guests here. They've been here before. We got Jody.
Hey.
And Meme.
Hi. You're such an ass.
We
I
still
could get a
beefing.
little more energy on that fucking
We're still
introduction.
beefing. It's still
Do you hear
beef.
the
And
difference
Meme.
between that? Jody.
Hey, Jody, how's it going?
Exactly.
Great.
You're just salty.
And Meme.
Meme. How you doing, Meme? Have a
I'm
good day?
good, yes.
Anyways, Prentice, how was your day?
My day was pretty good.
Someone called you Uncle P today at my work.
Uncle P?
Uncle P.
And I was
Uncle
like,
P.
I kind of liked it.
I like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
P.
It's like, you're not no
Was it
cousin
somebody-
anymore.
Was it somebody younger? Or, you know?
No, he's about a year older than us.
Yeah, see, I don't want that.
I
Ugh,
was
that's
like, do
weird.
you like that or
Uncle
no?
P?
But he got confused with your name, Cousin P.
Cousin P, not Uncle P.
Yeah, so I thought it was funny and I didn't say anything or correct him because I wanted to bring this up
If
at
they
this
hear
exact
this,
moment.
if they hear this, I like it. Keep it going.
They listen.
I
Yeah.
hope they spread this all around.
Anyways, simply how I think. Welcome. We got Meme and Jody. This is Cousin P. I'm Roger the Beast. I'm just kidding. Hi, Meme. Meme, how's you going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Could be
Good.
better.
Okay.
Yeah. How was your trip in Oregon?
Oh, yeah.
Fun. I wish I didn't have to come back.
It would look, the pictures look really pretty.
Beer, margaritas.
On the beach.
Just no, I didn't go on the beach. I'm good with the beach, bro. I stayed on my sister's balcony and just watched the ocean.
I'll just watch
It's
it.
still just as nice. It's not even better.
I
It's
know.
even
You
better
don't have to
because I
get
don't
sand
have
anywhere.
to, I don't have
It's
to
like
go.
if the beach is your backyard.
Right,
Like,
just-
I'm tired of it.
I'm just going to look at it.
Oh, it was fun.
Lucky.
The drive sucked, but it was fun.
That's
I
not a
enjoyed
bad
it.
drive.
Shout out to my sister for being a great host.
Holler.
She made some amazing ass food the whole time we was
Oh,
there.
yeah?
Damn, and he's grubbing.
I ate good.
Ooh.
Got to see my nephew and my niece. Haven't seen them in a while, so it was fun. It's a good trip
That's cool. That's
overall. But let's get into this shit. See
cool.
what
All
I did
right.
there?
Yeah, we got a lot of shit to talk about. There's a lot of stuff
shit.
happening today.
Team
Yeah.
Amber Heard.
Speaking of,
Gonna cancel yourself.
Justice for Amber.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I can't stand
Shirts
you.
coming soon.
they're coming.
Yeah, right.
Buy that merch.
I just watched the
funny.
new Fantastic Beasts movie too that he got kicked out of, and I gotta say it was better without him.
Oh,
You know,
shots
you know, I've
fired.
actually,
I'm just playing. That was good. I'm
you
just.
know, I've actually heard that. Not like not. I actually heard that
Was that pre-trial, though?
it was during the trial. It was
Well-
Yeah, see? They were being...
I don't know. I've seen both of them, and I think they're good. They're just completely different.
Yeah.
They're acting in two completely different tones. So, of course, it's different.
Right.
He's more theatrical, and I don't know the actor's name, but he's really not. He's, like, more serious.
He was
So it's
actually
totally different.
no, he was no shots because I honestly I'm just kidding about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing. Personally, I don't give a fuck about any of them,
I'm glad Johnny won.
but it's entertaining,
Fuck
so
Amber,
that's
dude.
why we're gonna talk about it. And anyways, but about the Fantastic Beasts movie, the dude who took Johnny's place did a great job.
He did.
I
It was
can't-
good.
I can't
He
think of
did
his
a
name, but he
really
was
good job.
he
He was
played
in Hannibal.
Hannibal in
It's
the
like
TV
Mad,
series.
It's like Mads
Maximus
or I don't know. Let's look it up
in
real
there.
quick.
It's something
You
like...
got to have a complicated name these days to be.
It's really fancy name.
What would your complicated name be? You already have one.
I already have one. Yeah, Prentice Weissingles.
You picked the wrong profession.
I know. I should just get into acting. I'm a terrible actor. I can't do it.
I can act my ass off.
What would your stage name be?
My stage name?
Yeah,
Mads Mikkelsen.
Prentice Mickelson. That's what it was.
Mickelson.
But yeah, like Prentice Showbiz.
You know when I did sales, the nickname around the office, which I hated. I hated it. But it was because I was having kids. I hadn't had kids yet, but they called me P Daddy.
P Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh,
So that would be my
dude.
stage name, P Daddy.
Starring P Daddy
I could be in the next Magic Mike.
this summer.
I
feel like
don't know
you
if I
should
like
change
that.
your cousin P to P Daddy.
Uh-oh.
Especially with what he just did, that voice. I dug it. Do it again.
Now starring P Daddy.
I don't like
Coming this summer.
Now do cousin P. Which one sounds better?
Hey, I'm Cousin P. Let's hop along down the trail.
P Daddy just has more pizzazz.
P Daddy.
Daddy sounds like a stripper name.
I don't like.
So I'm good.
I'm gonna say veto that. That
Yeah,
sounds
there we
weird.
go.
I don't like it.
All right,
Thank
Uncle P it is.
Cousin P.
I say I like that
sounds
better.
like-
I like that better than
They're
P
coming
Daddy.
around.
You
Uncle
should
P
just
makes me
do what
sound
they
like
called
I'm
you in
50
high
years
school.
old. Pretty.
Yeah, just go by Pretty, what they called you in high school.
Nah.
Oh, Pretty P.
Ooh, Pretty P.
Ooh, Pretty P in the Funky Bunch.
P Pretty?
Peace.
What are you
Yeah.
guys? What is this? Like, this is bad brainstorming. This is horrible. This is bad.
The heat's getting to us.
And this is why May May got the Dole introduction.
Okay, first of all, he agrees with me, so fuck you.
Yeah, I'm sticking.
He'll
with,
agree
I'm sticking
with
with Cousin
anyone.
Pete.
No,
I won't. I
he
really
will
won't.
not.
I'm
He
actually.
will not. That's the whole point of our other podcast. He will not
He's such
agree
a
with us.
freaking bandwagon.
That's not the. That's not the whole point of the podcast.
We just
you like
gotta
to
find
argue.
the right
You would.
preface.
You
It's
like
not
that
I like
aspect.
to
I'm just
argue.
saying.
It's that we have very very different views.
Well, we're getting way off topic now, so
right.
let's bring this back. So, what's your guys' opinion? I obviously know.
Well, for the people who didn't know, so
Okay.
the jury basically gave their verdict today. Today is the 1st of June,
It's the first of the month.
and
Wake up,
what they rewarded Amber Heard, I want to say it was like $2 million.
It was $2 million.
in damages for the defamation, and they rewarded Johnny Depp. I think it was like 15 million.
So it was
I think I
15
read
million.
that,
So
yeah.
basically, he's getting 13 out of it.
Right. So, in a way, I mean, in my eyes, they both took an L. I mean, they both were charged
I mean, but
guilty.
But here's the thing.
if
just-
it comes
He-
out of the money she was gonna pay him, is it that much of an L?
Well,
He doesn't really need that extra $2 million. So.
I mean, the way
Honestly,
none
none of them need any of that money. So,
and
it's,
also
it's
too
to
the
prove
way I
a
look.
point. It's to prove a point. I think the whole point of this whole trial was to clear his name and prove his point, because he definitely cleared his name in the eye of the public. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was the point, whether he won or not, and he fucking won. And then with him also losing, he didn't write what caused the defamation. It was someone who was representing him, and I understand because he's linked, they put it to him, but he didn't write it. Amber Heard actually wrote what she wrote and put it out there. That's why I feel like it's two different things. It's like guilty by association, why he's guilty, but she actually did the crime. What?
do we want to read the statement that he put out?
Okay,
That's a statement?
Let's do that. I mean, they both had statements. I read
Yeah,
hers.
I read
Hers
them
was-
both. Yeah,
Hers was your typical,
I felt like Johnny Depp's was a little bit too Hollywood. Just saying.
No, hers was
No
a little-
disrespect at all. I'm just
Let's
saying.
hear it.
He says 6 years ago, my life, the life of my exactly
Full
theatrical.
score 7 years ago.
and it began.
And so
the
it
life
was.
of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed. All in the blink of an eye, false, very serious and original allegations were levied, my bad, at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content. Although no charges were ever brought against me, it had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this case, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this one was to reveal the truth. Regardless of the outcome, speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that.
You know,
That was a great Johnny Depp impression, by the way. I got lost in it there for a second. I was like, it's just
I told you I can act, bro.
what I will say, and just to kind of like, I guess, put it out there, what my stance is, I'm very happy for Johnny. I really had no doubt that this would be the verdict of the case.
I mean, yeah.
That's
For early on, it was pretty obvious. It was kind of
Right.
like they're floundering.
and it's not like
So
like
bad.
it's not that I know Johnny in any way where it's like, oh, this doesn't sound like him. Like I can't say that, but from even Amber Heard's story, it didn't line up. Like there were some things that were like, okay, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 8. Like something's
There were
wrong.
too many problems.
Like something's wrong here. Like there's
it didn't
there's some
feel right from the beginning.
things that are missing. So that's why, we haven't talked about it on this podcast because me and Raj agreed that like it was something that we were really invested in because at the end of the day it was like, the court's going to handle this. You know what I mean? Like when they put all the evidence out there on the table and they actually look at it for what it is, like, yeah, Johnny's going to come out on top. I just wish that the public handled it better. I wish that not only the media not making this piece the main focal point of their news cycle, where I think other things should have had a greater presence. You know what I mean? Like,
But this is
the
what people
media
want to
loves to
see.
distract,
People want
bro.
to see that.
They love to defer. Like, don't pay attention to any of this war going on in Ukraine or any
exactly.
of that.
Yeah,
Look
we're
at
gonna
this-
talk. We're
look
gonna
at
talk
this
about the
funny
shooting.
trial.
We're gonna talk about the shooting for a day and
For
we're
like,
gonna,
10
and we're
minutes.
Gonna list off some names, but hey, back to the Johnny
back
Depp
to
show.
the trial.
Yeah, like it's just I don't
New
know.
developments in the trial.
And then the social media is flooded with video after video after video of Amber picking her nose, and it's like, come on, dog, like that's just
Sniffing stuff.
just sniffing
No.
up bookers, like,
Allegedly.
and
I
truthfully,
don't care what we've had this conversation.
yeah, you can't prove anything. No one can. You definitely can't prove anything from. Like,
Okay,
if it
I
was so
can't
obvious, if it was so obvious that a TikTok could unmask it, they would have dragged her ass out of court. It would have been that simple. It's just the fact that everyone was just so heavily involved in this case, and not just like with their intention, but like with their emotions too, right?
They were just hunting for anything that boosts their agenda.
Yeah, like they were way like I feel like the public was just way too emotionally attached to something that's not their business.
It boggles my mind that like that's the case too.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck do people like me, like you, like all of us care so much about people who can give two shits about us?
I got so much shit going on in my life. The media ain't doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
I can't
Amber
invest-
Heard and Johnny Depp ain't doing shit about it, okay? So why the fuck do I?
What
give a
have
fuck
they
about
done
them?
for me lately?
Shoot, I had a
Exactly.
house almost fall out of escrow. Ain't no one hit me up. Ain't no one was.
I ain't getting no
posting
calls from Amber.
TikToks. Yeah, I wasn't getting no TikToks about this
this
agent
about
doing
it,
this.
but-
Like, nah.
There's always a case that's in the media. This is just one that was a celebrity one. These cases are
There's-
rare for something
There's
like
always
this.
a case, but this case is. I mean,
There was
so
a lot of
here's-
media coverage.
Here's a good example.
But the court, the case gave him a lot of good video usage. I mean, her defense was just a mess.
But how did it affect your life? Did it have any like?
None of the court cases that I watch have ever affected my life, but it's still interesting to get into it. I think she was wrong. Like the Casey Anthony case, everyone was involved in that.
Well, that is a more impactful case than a defamation
that was a
case.
murder.
Yeah,
and that was down the street.
that's
But the point is, it's like
Yeah, that happened in California.
no, it didn't happen in Florida.
Oh no, I'm thinking of
You're thinking of that the Golden State Killer or whatever, right?
no. It's another.
Are you talking about the one at the Thunder Valley?
No, it happened in Stockton. A wife killed her husband and 2 kids.
Oh,
I can't remember her name. But
well,
anyways,
regardless,
go ahead.
the verdict. I mean, she was found not guilty. It didn't affect my life, but it was really frustrating. I mean, it's the same thing. I don't understand why you guys have
I
this
refuse to
view.
let you compare the Casey Anthony trial and the Johnny Depp case. I refuse to let that happen. They're not the same thing.
It's the concept of them. I'm not saying they're the same thing.
Not even that.
The Johnny Depp trial was just pure entertainment.
That's
Like, if
exactly
they
It
what
didn't-
wasn't pure
if they-
entertainment.
but if
She
they didn't
lied, and they
Put
had
it out as media,
they were tr-
it wouldn't have been a thing.
If she had a better defense, it wouldn't have been such a fucking clown show. It
If
wouldn't
they
have been
weren't
such a shit
actors,
show.
would you be as invested?
There we go.
If it was just any old trial,
Yeah,
It wouldn't have got the publicity that it would have gotten if it wasn't a celebrity.
Then it
and
shouldn't
you
have
wouldn't
gotten
want to watch
publicity
it
now.
now.
And there
If
would
it was
be-
just Johnny McTwo-Toes and Jenny from the block, And they're
from the block,
defamation. You know what I'm saying? I tried not to get celebrities, and I hit 2 celebrities somehow. Anyway, it's just 2 random people you don't care about, and it's a defamation case. You're not going to watch it. Whereas the Casey Anthony case, that's a random person you don't. She's not a celebrity, but you have a
Because
lot
of
of
the
reason to care about that
circumstances of the
case because
case
of
made
what
it
happened.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really what it is that they're celebrities. So everyone came in like, oh.
But celebrities don't have these kind of stuff all the time.
It is fun to like see, wow, they're human too.
It's to
Yeah, that's the I guess my point is like this is grown folks' business. It's going to get handled. That's why Johnny's a grown man. He took her to court. Now he got his life back. There wasn't anything where we needed to do to get so involved, and the way that we got involved was just toxic. It was unnecessary, and not only is it unnecessary, but and we kind of talked about this off camera, and I didn't really get to finish, but the way everyone acted, it also creates an issue for people who are telling the truth, right? Johnny Depp is a very popular actor, right? That's why this got as much press as it did. It's not because Amber Heard's crazy and no one believed her. That's truth. That plays a very small role in it. It's the fact that this is Johnny Depp. This is someone that everyone loves, right? So to see like someone who you consider a hero have like this blemish that you may think is a lie on their record.
we had the whole Me Too movement and canceled so many celebrities, and it was fine.
No, it wasn't.
It absolutely wasn't.
It absolutely was not fine. Did you?
I don't think it was fine, but I'm saying that people just accepted it. Like Amber was lying about what happened. She wasn't a Me Too
We don't
advocate.
know if she's lying though.
And also too,
just because a lawyer made it look like she was lying.
all the evidence. What are you talking
Megan,
about? If it was
then if that was
if it
the
was
case, then
flipped and it
Casey
was
Anthony would have got found guilty.
Right.
There's evidence that she killed her child, but yet she got let go.
and also too. Oh, hold on.
the jury even found that it was a false statement what she made.
Also too with the Me Too movement, everyone was affected. The fans were also affected too. Like when things were coming out about your favorite celebrity or your favorite actor or your favorite comedian, and you found out they were a creep. Like even myself, I pushed back a little bit. Like when there were some allegations against what's his name, Morgan Freeman, a couple times.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't hear.
There
I
was
didn't hear
like
about that
some
either.
inappropriate conduct, and they went and investigated.
At
And
that
I didn't
time,
wanna,
it was hitting everyone.
it was.
There was every
It
actor,
was.
every male actor, I should say.
And it
And
hit Johnny too.
And the guys who got found guilty, they're guilty. But what I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to make is the way the public acted about Amber Heard, this is going to create fear for people who are speaking truth, who are going against someone who does have the stature of Johnny Depp.
Now that
I
you
get what
speak
you're
of
saying
that,
now.
let's read what Amber Heard said, because that actually reminds me.
I didn't even like what she said. Go ahead. Let's
You
read
don't
it.
like what she said?
I don't want to hear. Well,
It was.
I want to
some-
hear it, but I can't say that bitch.
Go ahead. But no, I mean, she did hit on a couple points
That you
I
just said,
made,
yes.
But
She does it too passive aggressive.
in her case, I don't like. In her case,
She don't word it right.
So you're Team Johnny Depp at the end of the day, so I get it. Okay. Which, like I said, I honestly can give two shits about any of these people. They don't affect my life. Kudos to those who do, but that's just me personally. Someone's triggered. Sorry, by the way. Anyways, this is what Amber Heard said in her statement. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand.
That was the part I don't like. That was the part I was
What
like, okay.
evidence?
Let
The
me-
two
let
different
me
photos
finish.
in different
Okay,
lighting with the same
Amber.
All right,
timestamps.
let me finish.
Get out of here with
Man,
that bullshit.
react-
Get out of here with that bullshit.
React after I'm done, okay? I get it.
Megan
Trust
fired
me.
up.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck that bitch.
Was still not enough to stand up to the proportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock of time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. I said that wrong, didn't I? Anyways,
But I mean, however you said that, I do agree with that.
it sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken is to be taken seriously. My bad for all the mistakes.
It's not your mistakes. It's this stupid
I'm
argument.
saying I'm making a lot
It's starting to get to me right now.
I
don't like
promise
that.
I know how to read, guys, okay?
Nah, I don't like
I
what she
believe
just said.
Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I'm sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. Go ahead, take the floor, Meme.
Okay, so the whole thing with having power, when Bill Cosby was accused, right, there was a lot of people that, were shocked. But because of the evidence, people found that he was guilty. The evidence that she has brought up against him to prove that he was abusive are inconclusive. For her to take, I'm going to say this again, 2 photos and change the lighting, and then have one of her witnesses, a professional picture person. I have no idea. I don't know what he was.
Editor.
Yeah, it's for him to say that they have the exact same timelines, but they are different photos. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we believed when Bill Cosby was guilty because of the evidence. This evidence that she brought up is fake, and she lied. I know people who have been abused and been in abusive relationships, and for her to come up and say that this happened to her and lie about it is disgraceful. She deserves backlash. She deserves to have her career ruined. She should not be able to make money anymore. Like, it's trash. It's a fraud. She's a fraud.
So what about her kids?
She can go work at McDonald's.
You just said she doesn't deserve any money.
Okay, I'm talking about like making movies and stuff. I don't think people should support her like that. She can go support herself at McDonald's, but no one needs to support her by buying her tickets to watch her movies.
If that's the case, no one's going to hire her based off this. To be honest.
And that's on her. Work from home. Change your name.
If
She lied.
If Amber Heard was
She
back
made her
there
bed
flipping
and
your
she needs to
burgers,
lay in
you're not
it.
going to put hands on.
I don't know who makes my burgers.
Let me ask
Let me
this
find
real
out.
quick.
I'm going to come in.
Do you feel
have you
Johnny is
heard
100%
who flipped the burger?
innocent?
100% innocent. Not 100%
You don't
innocent.
think do you think he's at, because like I said, there's always 3 sides to a story.
Yeah. His
You
side,
know,
her side.
his,
the
hers,
truth.
and then the actual truth.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I honestly don't think Johnny is 100% innocent in this case. I
He-
think he may have done some things that
They're wrong.
were wrong,
And,
yes.
and probably abusive.
And yeah, exactly. But like I said, he definitely did get the worst of it. I'm not disagreeing with that.
And that's why he got paid.
He did get the worst of it. You know, he lost a lot of money. Like I said, getting kicked out of movies. We'll see if his acting career can resume, to be honest. But
I feel like it will.
well, you know, the same shit didn't happen to her because she's.
It is now though. She's not in. She got let
she got
go of
kicked out of
Justice League or
something.
No,
No, she
Aquaman.
didn't. She just didn't
She's still in there.
shoot as much of the film.
So they're cutting down to like 10 minutes just to still make the movie.
She's
But
still
she's
gonna-
not. She's not going to be in this next movie.
But she's still getting paid.
But you know, Warner Brothers is going to feel the wrath of that by not fixing it.
No, they
Because
won't.
people aren't going to see that movie because of her.
That's not true.
I feel like that's true. They're not going to go pay
I'm gonna go
leaders.
see that movie.
There might be a
But
couple petty
I know
people
your
who won't see
stance
it
on the
'cause of
whole
her.
thing. I know your stance on the whole thing. You don't give a fuck about
I
it
think
either
there's
way.
a lot of people that are.
I think
see
even
it.
people that have followed the trial.
They're not going to
they're
make
not
as
care
much
that
money
much
as
to-
they could if they
If
took
they're
her
a
out.
DC
Point
fan,
blank
they're gonna
period.
go see it for the DC. They're not like, oh,
yeah.
Amber Heard was my favorite DC character.
No one's
Do
gonna
you
go
know
see that movie
that?
because of Amber Heard.
Do you
can't
know
watch
that
Superman
the
and
petition
Batman
to
'cause-
get her off of Aquaman was one of the biggest petitions on that website? It's like one of, I don't know what petition was,
What
but
do
it
we
was
say
the
about
biggest
petitions?
Petitions don't mean shit.
one. But it shows that what people want.
What those people want.
But I'm saying it was the biggest one. I'm saying that there's a lot of people who feel this way.
You know, there's a. I'm not trying to get all science here. It's like,
You got your hands tricking me right now talking about not wanting.
there's like there was this interesting study that people did where someone got hit by a car and laid in the middle of the road injured, and no one called 911. But immediately after one person started to help, then everyone else started to help too, right? So the power of influence is really strong, right? This is this thing where it's like, hey, if I post something on TikTok about this, I'm going to get a couple likes. If I sign this petition here, everyone's going to know, I'm on their side too. Like, it honestly, this is why petitions suck. This is why petitions never work, because literally it's a popularity contest on paper.
And there'll be people that sign up for the petition and then forget about it a day later.
And they're going to go see Justice
Well, that was
League.
fun. That felt good. And then
when they go buy their ticket for Justice League because they really want to go see it, they're not going to be thinking about the petition that they signed.
Okay.
They're going to want to be, they're thinking about
Anyone
Jason
who's-
Momoa shirtless.
That's just my stance on petitions. Like I said, I think the right person deserved to win this case.
Yep. 100%.
But I also don't think that he is 100% innocent.
Well, it sounds like he was mentally abused and physically abused. I feel like after so long you break, and I don't think it was right. But I don't think he's always been like that, because
I think they both
based
were,
on-
to be honest.
Yeah.
I think she has allegations of previous relationships hitting her wife in an airport, and then her wife made a statement that didn't happen.
Wait, she has a wife?
She had a wife. She was
She has a
married.
wife. I know she dated Elon Musk.
That was after.
Oh.
she cheated on him with Elon Musk.
She did not cheat on him with Elon.
Oh,
She
was
cheated
it?
on him
It was
with James
disproven.
Franco.
Wait, you said she had a wife and you said him. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm confused.
Amber was married to a woman
Got it.
previously before Johnny.
And she
and
cheated
there was a
on the woman with
nope,
Elon.
we're not. Elon was just brought into it randomly, not connected at all.
Got it.
There's allegations that she hit
I never knew
her
she had a
ex-wife, her wife in the airport,
Uh-huh.
and
Did
there were
she
security
testify?
guards and stuff like that. Huh?
Did she testify?
No, she didn't testify for anyone.
Okay, there you
Because
go.
I didn't watch any of the case, so I don't know who testified and who didn't, to be honest. Honestly, I probably saw maybe about 4 minutes of it, and then I realized how
See?
uninterested I was.
You guys, I feel like you guys should have actually watched more of it, because
But at the same time-
the media is just highlighting the clown parts, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's
The
pertinent.
only thing I cared about was the verdict.
So, here, let me say this.
I
though.
didn't care about the
I heard a lot
shenanigans.
about this story through my sisters. Both of my older sisters did watch like every day. And weirdly enough, they're on two different sides of the spectrum. One was for Johnny Depp, and one was for Amber Heard. So I literally heard both sides from each of them.
I'm interested to hear which. I mean, we could talk about this off camera. I have a feeling I know which sisters.
The oldest sister stuck up for Amber Heard.
Okay, that's surprising.
The middle one was for Johnny Depp.
Okay,
I'll say that.
all right, all
I
right.
don't gotta say names or anything,
No,
but
no,
that's the case. So I do know about the trial. I just personally didn't care to waste my time and watch it. Plus, I got like tens of thousands other things I got going on in my head. Mentally, the last thing I want to do is have like these two people even be considered in that.
Plus, there's so many other things to get emotionally involved in. Flint still doesn't have clean water.
Yes.
Giselle
California's still
That's
in a
not
drought.
something we can control.
Giselle Maxwell is also on trial right now, still too, for what was his name? The dude that killed himself in prison, but then really
Epstein.
killed himself. Yeah, Epstein. That whole trial is going on right now.
That's still happening?
That's still.
But it's not
happening.
televised, so we can't see anything that's going on. We don't know.
That's how they should have did this trial.
There you go.
Okay, but Johnny petitioned to have it. The government.
Huh.
Because he wanted to clear his name. He wanted people to see the evidence.
A great actor petitioned to have it televised.
Not just
I'm
a
getting-
great actor, but an A-lister.
Yeah, A-list for
Mr.
sure.
Top tier actor.
Yeah. Ooh, that's.
He already went to
I didn't
court
know
once
that,
and
actually.
lost, and so he wanted to go and have it televised. I don't see the problem with that. He didn't win the first time.
Okay, and you know what
That was in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what was on trial?
It was
Same thing or no?
No, I don't think it was the same thing.
it wasn't the defamation, no.
No, it wasn't defamation.
But she made the abuse allegations against him. Mm-hmm. That's my
But
point.
But he didn't get charged.
But he had to pay. He still lost. The trial wasn't for abuse. It was for something else. She was just approving that it was abuse. It was the same thing with this one. This one wasn't about abuse. It was a defamation case, but they made it about abuse. It was it was.
She used it as a crutch to try and get people to her side.
Well, we should change subjects because I'm.
Well, I just like it's, okay. Yeah, we could change subjects. I just hope that in the future the public just handles things better.
Sorry, I'm curious, so I'm Googling what they went to.
Case for it, but yeah, I just hope the public handles it better because I mean the last thing we want is for people who are actually victims and their abusers are people who have stature like Johnny Depp.
People believe the Bill Cosby victims, though.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
More did than not.
No, they didn't.
Not until there was some evidence.
They didn't believe that.
Especially when there was a ton of them coming out there.
Yeah,
Like, now
absolutely.
it's a
You should only
bandwagon.
It was
believe
a
someone
defamation
after-
case.
They didn't believe the.
It was
Yes.
They didn't believe the R. Kelly victims either. There had to be
until there was
whole-
evidence.
until
That's
there
the
was a
point. You shouldn't just.
documentary
You
made.
shouldn't
So-
automatically believe someone's guilty. You should see evidence.
Megan.
People lie all the
Megan,
time.
I am not talking about the case. You keep mishearing me. I am talking about the public reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the case because we all knew the verdict of this case was going to end up in Johnny's favor. We knew Amber Heard was a liar. What I am talking about is let the courts decide. The public should not interfere the way that they did like this time. This was way too much because the next person actually might be telling the truth. And if they go up against someone like, yes, an R. Kelly, where R. Kelly didn't just abuse these women in 1 year. You know, this whole instant with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp happened, what was it, like a 4-year stint type thing? During their
Over
marriage?
a bunch of
R. Kelly shit was over the course of 15 years. And no one believed the first time. Because R. Kelly is the king of R&B.
This is R. Kelly.
You know what I'm saying?
Was.
So,
Or was the king of R&B, right?
Couldn't
So
be
like
him.
we don't want the public to get so invested in things like this because now women or boys or men get scared about coming forward, especially against people who have stature. But once again, congratulations, Johnny Depp. The wrong one.
All right, well, let's move on, okay? So, Megan,
Oh, this is interesting.
this is a question mainly for you, but we can also flip this around to the guys as well, just vice versa. Or if you're into that, hey, to each their own. So, if
This is a funny.
yeah, it is funny. If you take out a guy, you know, you have a boyfriend, we know, Jody, okay?
But let's say you
You say you're single again,
the way,
and
Megan's
he's
boyfriend,
not
Jody.
here.
the mysterious Jody.
Yeah, Jody's not here. He's gone. He's invisible.
Okay.
Hide your face with the paper. Okay. If you take out a man, right, on a date, you pay for everything. Do you expect him to put out at the end of the night?
I mean, I would like it. If I had a good connection, I wouldn't mind, but I don't expect him to. But I'm not paying on the first date.
No, but let's say
That's
you
not-
did.
Hypothetically,
Let's say
I
you
never
did.
said it was a first date. Just to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
I just
imagine
said
the
a date.
Oh, yeah, you
Twilight
didn't.
Zone-esque place where you pay for the first date.
No.
Yes.
You take a guy out on a date. You put together the whole arrangement. You know, you put all the energy.
Get him some flowers for when you pick him up.
You have the itinerary already set, reservations made, all
Damn,
of
you
that.
got the reservation.
You got the hotel room already booked with the rose petals already on the bed.
Yeah.
Does he got to put
Heart
out?
filled out.
You got the
Yeah,
you got the
he
heart
does.
Oh,
tub.
hold on. This is the part. What did you say?
So fuck yeah, he does. If I spent money on a hotel,
You spent all that money. I better get something out of it.
What if he doesn't want to?
well, we would make that plans ahead of time that there would be a hotel. I wouldn't just
Well,
I wouldn't just
you don't
take him
have to
expecting him
just-
to just go with me because I wouldn't like that in the flip
You
situation.
don't like cuddling?
Well, even
If I
cancel
went
out,
on a date
cancel
with a
out the
guy
hotel.
and then we went to a hotel without talking about it, that's a no-go.
That's a red flag?
That's a no-go, bro. That's not okay. No. That is a
Whoa,
huge
she
red
just
flag.
Dr. Seuss'd
Really?
your ass.
I did.
I like that.
Because
even
it's
if-
scary. Men
I'm
are...
not talking about the first date. Like, I mean, you've been seeing this guy for, this is the fourth date.
Okay, well, that's a stip.
Say it's a fourth date.
Yeah, okay.
You guys haven't done it yet.
You still can't do a hotel room.
I would want to be talked to about it. I don't...
Huh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I took you more as like the spontaneous type. Like, you would actually
so
like stuff like that.
I have had family members who have been killed by an ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
So like, my mom calls herself a Dateline mom because this happened when we were younger, so she always freaks out. We always have to check in and stuff, which is fine. But for that reason, I don't really trust people like that. We need to have a conversation. Why are you taking me to this hotel? And also, I've seen like,
But you're the
a
one
bunch of-
taking him to the hotel.
But the situation was flipped.
So because you wouldn't want to be taken to a hotel, you wouldn't do it too.
I wouldn't surprise a dude with a hotel. I would talk to them about it.
Well, what if there's no hotel and you guys are just
Yeah,
in
just
the
going to
car?
the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take him back to the crib.
First date.
That's
You just
different.
paid for this.
No, not even
epic-
first date. Just
That's-
any date.
That's different because you can be like, you want to come in. It's just a different environment going to a hotel versus going home.
Yeah.
It might be what they're comfortable with.
But the expectation is still that they got.
I don't expect it. I would not pray. I would hope that it would happen. Pray's a bad word.
So what if you're throwing out the fishing line, he's not catching the hook, and then all of a sudden he's just like, "What are you doing?"
What if he's like, "I'm just not ready for all this.
You're giving
this is
all
a little
these,
fast for
these
me."
sexual advances, and he's just not.
I don't think I want to move
Well,
this
then
quickly.
we would lose connection because that's not the type of person I am.
But what if he's just waiting, like because he doesn't? I don't know.
If he was waiting, I wouldn't put the pressure.
He wants to know the real.
If he was
Megan.
waiting, I wouldn't put the pressure on him.
It sounds like you kind of are though, because what if you don't know?
You asked me this situation. I didn't have the hotel room.
I didn't bring up a hotel room either.
We're still talking about the house.
No one. No,
I do have to ask. What are you looking for though? What's the answer you're looking for?
Here's the thing. Hold on.
Vice versa. Like if
if I did all this, spent all this money and everything, did something really, really nice. Let's say I set something up at my house, whatever. Okay, I would kind of expect it, yeah, and I would be really disappointed if it didn't happen. I wouldn't be mad at them,
but I wouldn't. It's a deal breaker or no?
Would they get another date?
Would they get another date? You guys aren't dating yet. You guys are just seeing each other, getting to know one another.
That's too hard of a. I don't know because it would depend on the situation. There could be reasons why he didn't want to, or
he wants to get to know you first before he.
It's not all about sex.
Has sex with you, yeah.
It's about feelings.
I've never talked to anyone that's been like that, so I have no idea.
Can't relate. Okay.
Man, dude, if I got wined and dined, you better believe I'm laying.
You putting out?
Are you kidding me? She got reservation. I would be like, what? Damn.
Oh, you got money.
Okay. Where are we going?
So,
Please.
even if it was Denny's.
Let's have a question.
McDonald's reservation. Like I called up to Quan at the McDonald's and he's gonna hook us up at 9:00 on the spot. We gotta be there. I'd be like, oh, she went to Jared's.
She went to Jared's. It's so funny.
Jesus. Let's ask the question vice versa though.
Yeah, is there like a
so you guys males take out a date and you plan it out the whole evening. Regardless if it's at a hotel, wherever. Are you expecting the girl
No.
to put out?
No.
I'm a.
Would you hint it?
No, the type of person I am. If it hasn't already happened yet, like everything, I know everything. I let
It's
them.
not meant to be.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like
a woman will
see it in
know
the
and get the
stars.
hints and everything. So it's not really something you have to like.
I'm a Capricorn.
really
She's a
fish.
Sagittarius.
Advertise.
They just don't.
I let them like initiate, like on the first attempt. Like after after the first time, I'm initiating most of the shit because after I've had it, then I know it's safe.
You gotta. I wait
after
for the like.
After
I'm
the
not.
dogs are let out. You're just like.
Yeah, now it's like
Yeah,
all right.
for real.
The animals got to come out.
Yeah, like now
You
I know
don't
what
want to be
can-
the person that's like
Take
too
off your clothes,
touchy on
girl.
somebody, and then now she doesn't like you at all. She's kind of like he's a creep.
Yeah.
Just because you like I don't know, held her shoulder as you walked her to the door. Whatever it could have been. That could have
Girls
been
get
the
the
one
ick
thing
so
that they're
quick
like,
with
ooh,
stuff.
I just
Right.
wasn't ready.
Well, it's also
You
too
do want
like
that.
it's not just like not because I don't want to be a creep, like or I want to seem like a creep. It's also like I just don't want to heavily influence something.
I don't want to push something that they might not want. Exactly.
Not even just like they might not want. Like okay, for example, right? So, have you ever had sex with somebody and then afterwards it just really changed shit? Like now, like the conversation's hella different.
It's like
You
a
know
whole
what I'm
different
saying?
vibe in the air.
Right?
It's just
Yeah.
And like it might have just happened a little bit too soon, and you actually really like this person,
And it
but
ruined
then
things.
Now it ruined things, and now you can't get past
yes,
it.
been
That's
there.
why I don't like to push because I really can. Like if I want to like put pressure, I could put the pressure on.
Say
but
this,
then-
slip in little sly comments and shit.
but now like we're
Just
moving
whip it out.
faster. Put it in your forehead. But now like we're just.
As soon as you get in the kitchen, just plop it on the counter, just bah. What's
I'd
up?
be so mad.
She'll be sitting down. I'll walk up to her like this.
Gladiator mask
There's a
Put it on her shoulder.
on her shoulder. Probably want a cracker, nigga. Just blah.
Nah, I just don't like to push it. I don't like to put pressure. I don't like to make things move faster than they naturally are supposed to.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm too nervous.
I'm too
was so
smooth,
funny.
man. Like
I don't want to ruin it, so I'm always just like, you do you. At your
Pee
pace. I'll be-
smooth.
I'm too smooth, man. So that's why I don't like to do it. Like if like I could be really like romantic. So like I don't want to go out and do some hella romantic shit. And then now you're like
That's the
all of-
standard.
Oh yeah, now it's like, oh, now I better get some kind of thing.
Or it's like now her feelings for me have increased way too much. It is like, oh shit, I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
Now
you're
we
like,
gotta-
oh, you're
now
a
we
little
gotta
ahead
have
of me on that.
Yeah, like now we gotta have that conversation. It's like, oh, what you're so sweet this day. Like I know, but
Girls get dickmatized, dude. If you get good dick, a
You say
girl will be
dickmatized?
dickmatized. I'm
that a real
serious. Why do you think girls will go back to crazy dudes?
I just thought
Because
they
the
was
sex is so
stupid.
good. I mean, it's
Because that dick
that.
game mad.
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
they be slinging?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Pussy ain't never made me do that. It's never has.
It's never been that good.
Okay, but you've said that pussy is pussy, right? It's all
Pussy
the
is
same.
pussy.
It is not the same for dick. Okay,
all
dick is not dick. Okay,
Dicks are all
it is
oblong
not
and
the
different
same
shape.
thing.
Might have
it
a
is
hood
not
on
the same
and shit.
thing.
I
Got the
don't
hood
know.
up.
I got one dick. So
But what I'm saying
You don't
is,
gotta worry about all that.
okay, you've heard of bad sex stories and all this kind of stuff. It's usually because of the guy, and it's like
Why did you say it like that?
Because
Just be straightforward.
I'm just
Is
regardless
it the
of
size
that.
or is it like what is it?
Oh, it can be so many different things. You can be huge and not know what to do with it, and it just not be good sex. It just depends.
It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean, baby.
Exactly, and that's honestly it. Because I have had bad situations.
What's that Missy Elliott song where she like talks about all the dick that she has?
there's a lot of songs. Like
She's like,
Which song
she's
doesn't
like
she talk about?
Grande,
Dick?
baby. It was like an older Missy Elliott song. Sorry, that just reminded me of that for some reason. Go ahead, continue.
I lost what I was talking about.
Talking about dick.
Motion Ocean.
You're
Oh, yeah,
talking
well-
about being dignitized.
Oh yeah, because you like what did you say before that though? Why did I bring that up?
Well, someone asked about the size matter, and then you were saying,
I didn't ask that.
You were saying
I said that. I was
size.
like,
Size doesn't matter, no, but it's very different for women because, like you said pussy is pussy. It's all the same, but it's not the same for women.
I have a hook in it.
It
and
doesn't
shit?
feel the same for women.
I don't even agree with what he said though.
Pussy's pussy.
Yes.
It's all the same.
No,
No, it's all the same.
bruh.
You got the shit that looks like roast beef. You got the camel toe. You got
It's the skill sets that are different. The skill sets are different, but it's all the same.
grip power.
Yeah, you just teach her the skills. Just say, hey,
The moves, the different.
Some girls don't need to be
Break out the
taught
Kama
though, and there's the
Sutras.
thing.
you know, some girl, I like teaching.
Kanye taught me.
I like
Yeezy Tommy.
Teaching's my favorite part.
Yeezy taught
Oh,
me.
the teaching is his favorite. You've been hanging out with Yeezy too much.
Teaching's my favorite part. Like,
Yeezy-
look, no,
Yeezy arranged my
no,
pussy.
don't, not like that. Not straightforward. You got to put a little twist in it.
You gotta do a little twist.
You got to put a little twist in it. Stick your tongue out.
What's that song? Have you heard Drip Isha?
No.
You remind me of that just now.
We're gonna have to show you
Little
after
instructions
this.
on how to do it, like right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. Stick your tongue out.
What?
Y'all need it. That's a slammer.
I
dude.
gotta.
All right.
You gotta
Another question. This is, a little bit more serious. So for you couples and or married ones, does it give you like a certain excitement when you hear like for instance, like you and Jody talk about plans like 5 years in the line?
Or does it scare the shit out of you?
Does it give you excitement or is it kind of scary to think about?
It's so super exciting. It's excitement. Sorry.
About to start crying?
know, right?
Like shit.
It's because
This
you
is
caught her.
really-
You caught her out.
This is really exciting.
That's
No,
all I
fuck
want
you
to
guys,
talk
dude.
She's so touched.
I'm
Need
getting
some
bullied
water,
here.
bro?
This is not a safe place.
Bullying you.
I know, I'm good.
Whoa.
Well, with us, we kind of haven't had that conversation about like future plans, like 5 years, but we do make comments about our future. So it's kind of, it's not the same thing, but it is.
It can be anything though. Like you guys can like want to plan a trip to Hawaii like 4 to 5 years down the line because you guys are just
We talk
happy.
about traveling.
yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah.
So like does that
Yes.
excite you or
Yes, because in my past relationships, I never had that. We
You never
didn't talk
felt
about
comfortable?
future. No, it's not that I didn't feel comfortable. We just
That's a hard conversation to have.
we never
Well-
had that conversation about. No, it wasn't.
well, when I say comfortable, I mean as far as like
Whoa.
your
Hold on.
future plans with them, like didn't feel comfortable, like knowing if there isn't.
It wouldn't be
gonna
reciprocated
be a
if I said anything. But when I talk to him about stuff, it's reciprocated. We can have a conversation and it's exciting.
I feel like we're hyping Jody up too much.
I'm curious.
He's amazing.
I'm curious to hear what you're about to say.
About
So I said that conversation could be pretty hard to have, and then you were going to say, no, it's pretty, and then you stopped.
I think the conversation is easy to have. I don't think it's a hard conversation.
Yeah.
I think any conversation is an easy conversation.
The reason why I think it's a hard conversation is because if you're truthfully having a conversation, you like before you even get in a relationship, you already have like 5-year plans, right?
Yeah, girls do that.
No,
First date and the wedding
I'm
thing.
not talking about together plans. I'm talking about separate plans.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because like now you got to like kind of conjoint your 2 separate plans and put them together. So that to me has always been like the hard part. It's like, all right, because like at the end of the day, I am not trading in my life to be with somebody. I'm jointing my life with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's ask you the same question.
Yeah.
With you and Jasmine, though.
Yeah. So we actually had the conversation before we made it official, but the way we did it was we set a 1-year plan for us. But then when we talked about like 5 years and beyond, we only talked about things that we wanted individually. And then we just tried to see what things lined up. That was it. But it wasn't like, hey, in 5 years, we're going to have a house together and we're going to start having children together. Because it's like...
It's 2 different conversations, though.
Yeah, like it's like, one, it's way too early to have that conversation. 2, when you get into a new relationship, there's all these emotions that may make you feel like you want to have children in 5 years and want to do all this shit in 5 years. But then after all the butterflies are gone, you're actually able to look
1
at
year
things and it's like,
later.
you know what?
Let me
Like,
just
Alex, you don't want
say this.
children
I
at
maybe
all.
should have been a little bit more specific.
I just opened that.
Yeah, she
That's
just
mine.
opened that.
I don't know why I grabbed that.
Trying to
one.
get COVID? All right,
But
all right.
I should have been a little bit, it
My
doesn't have
cousin's
to
a
be just
bartender.
getting into a new relationship. It can just be in general. Like if you guys ever just sit back and talk about like just things you guys want to do in the future.
Yeah, I still think it's scary sometimes. Because like,
But you don't get excitement from it, like just to feel that someone feels as committed as you. I feel like that's the excitement part of it, to get that reciprocation back.
I think the question directed towards me, granted, I'm out of touch.
Yes.
Because-
absolutely he is.
Yeah.
Because he's married?
Not necessarily because
So-
he's married,
so-
because he's so what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, what you said was like...
In a way organized with his life.
His shit together?
Well, no, it's
not
not even just that.
necessarily
Like,
that,
so,
but-
like, there's, like you said, like, isn't it exciting, like, to see, like, what level of commitment you guys have together? We're past that stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing in
They're
question.
already committed together.
Yeah, they're, like,
They've already gone
I'm not
Super
ring on-
Saiyan.
with a ring on their finger and
like,
or whatnot.
but there's no question about commitment. So, like, that part doesn't excite. We know that in 5 years, me and Jasmine will be together. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. This is what it's going to be. Don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years. We hope to be in certain places in 5 years, but that's kind of where I guess it gets a little scary because, like, for a couple that's not married and maybe a year or 2 years into it, a lot of times you're able to dream and kind of dream casually in the sense of where there's nothing at stake here. But like once you get into like that real serious relationship where now like you're 5 years in and you've already built somewhat of a life together, and now you're talking about extending your life even further. When you start setting 5-year plans, it's like now an accountability thing. Like now you're flipping over the hourglass and the sand starts to move and you're like, all right, we said we're going to be here in 5 years. I got to fucking make it happen.
Time's a
You know what I
ticking.
mean? Because like now I'm taking 5 years of, her life. And if I don't hold my end of the bargain, then she's going to be unhappy. So it does create a little bit of anxiety sometimes, like setting 5-year plans. It's still a little difficult. Would I say I get excited about it? Yeah. Because I do get excited about dreaming. That part's the fun part.
Yeah.
The dreaming part's the fun part.
Some people lose the dreaming part aspect in their relationship, even if they're married.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
Putting the foot to the pavement and start moving forward.
I do want to flip this question over to Jody as well too, because I know Megan answered it, and
from my aspect.
from her aspect. So Jody, what
I
do you
mean-
think?
I'm honestly mostly indifferent about it. It is exciting to a degree.
Yeah.
I would say. Because it is kind of
what's
like
that
you do
degree?
kind of get that feeling of like, wow, like they actually really see this going somewhere kind of thing, you know? But at the same time, it's like they're all pipe dreams in the reality of things, especially with like, I've always hated, that's actually one of my least favorite questions to get asked at a job interview.
What's your 5-year goals?
Oh, yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
won't
It's
be here.
yeah, that's what I want to say every time. Not here. Basically, which is, you know, what they want to hear is, oh, hopefully moving on to management and really cementing myself in with your company.
Taking your job.
Really, that's what they want. But really, what you want to say is like, you know, who knows where I'm gonna be in 5 years?
Yeah. 5 years is hard to plan for.
Though you didn't really give us an exact time, but they were using
yeah,
5 years.
yeah.
So
Yeah, five
I
years
just thought
is
it was a
hard.
good fair. Yeah,
Start. I say start with 2, 3.
But like I said, it
it is exciting though.
I should have been more
it is
detailed on the
a
question.
fun thing to talk about. I would say that.
Yeah.
Because it just helps you feel like, okay, they're on board with
Yeah.
how I'm seeing things.
And when I saw this question, I was just thinking about like, you know, a couple like, oh, let's go to Rome together or something. Or
Like our goal is
I'm not talking about like, you know, let's get married or something because
Yeah.
like it's way
But
too soon to even
you
talk
also
about
put
that.
building
for-
a life. Rome is not building a life together.
Did I say it?
Yeah, building a life.
Oh, my bad. I didn't. I was just looking at my bad.
building a
Bad
life.
is bad.
Building a life is scary because it's like
You're right about that.
that's not exciting.
I guess I fully didn't read the question.
But we're talking about going to Rome. Hell yeah, do that shit. And then 5 years later, we're
But
still
it
in
can
Rome.
be part of building a life, though. I mean, honestly, if
It's a
you
lot of
really,
commitment to
like,
travel with somebody.
yeah,
like
what
that.
if like you guys buy tickets like because they're cheaper, you know, X, Y, Z. All of a sudden, you're not even with that same person anymore. It's different for you because you're
I
married.
think that's also why it's scary for some people too.
Absolutely.
Like,
So now, like, you just have these tickets that are in two people's names. What are you supposed to do?
yeah, and that's partly why, like, when me and Jasmine like
travel
talked
credits?
about our goals at the beginning of like our relationship, when we talked about like things after a year, we talked about our individual goals. Not like we were planning on only being together for a year. It was just like nothing is promised, and if we are going to be in a relationship after a year, it's because we worked hella hard at this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. I think some couples.
I definitely think this is more scary. Though,
Y'all are
to
Debbie
be
Downers.
honest.
I'm
I think we're
not
just
full of
realists, to be
rainbows
honest.
and
Unicorns and
Yeah,
leprechauns that
Some
give you
people
pot
don't
of
even have
gold.
these conversations, so it's when people do, it's exciting.
That's absolutely true.
That's
I
very
don't have
true.
these conversations.
I think also too. I'm
Like I
jaded.
said, we don't have these conversations. There's just little comments here and
That's
there.
fair.
Yeah,
What?
What he just said. He's jaded to it in a way.
yeah, because
And it's nothing against your relationship, I'm sure. It's just more you've already had done that for however many years now. So.
yeah, and I've seen the realistic shit that happens in a relationship, and then also some of the bullshit that you get fed through.
You have your sample
just-
pool
yeah.
of like where your relationship has gone so far. So you can now more logically be like, this is what we're gonna, and you just both on that wavelength anyway. Because
Yeah. No, it's 100% logical. Like when everything I do is like a decision. It's not like, hey, I'm just feeling good today, so I'm gonna love on you. Like, no, like actually, I got to make sure I do it every single day, even if I don't want to.
7 a.m. is our quarantined 1 hour of kissing, honey.
Yeah, like we have
Come in here.
We actually have a scheduled 20 minutes a day to no distraction talking.
Oh, you
Like,
guys.
but most
I
people,
feel like
but-
that's healthy.
But most people would look at that and go, like, you scheduled just to talk to your partner? That sounds toxic.
That's definitely.
That sounds
well,
like.
I don't think it's toxic. I kind of just think it's lame.
Yeah,
I think it's sweet,
Sounds like,
okay?
That sounds like you guys don't like each other. Like I remember, like too.
I
Like,
don't think any of that. but-
Have you ever been in a relationship where you're not heard? If you're making a time and
If
putting
you're
the
asking
effort
me that,
in,
I've never been in a real relationship, so
when you're in a relationship where you're not heard and your voice, you just keep talking and you like don't feel like anyone's listening to you, it sucks. So
well, I feel like that
For
was my
him.
life.
for him to put the
just how
effort
it
in
is.
to
This
make that
different
20
from that?
minutes, I think it's healthy. I think more people should do that. I think that's actually a great idea. And there's plenty of days where you can even live with your partner and still not talk to them because you guys are so busy.
yeah, that's
So
true.
it's putting a priority. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
That's true.
All right. Well, let's move on to something that's a little bit more that I think everyone would like at the table. So I was scrolling through Instagram today, and it was actually Power 106. Sorry for that loud noise. Shared a tweet by XXL Magazine, and it had me thinking. I kind of, made it my own question. But the example that I'm going to give you guys was you can choose one of these pairs to drop a collab track tomorrow.
I gotta choose one of their pair.
No.
Oh.
You get this is I put my question is exactly which music artist / band would you like to make a collaborative album together? I'm just giving you examples of what Double XL thought because if anyone doesn't have like any like ideas or anything,
Yeah.
Maybe you can make. And actually, I thought some of these were pretty cool. So it's like Tyler the Creator and Future. That'd be a collab album.
I'll pass. I love Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, Drake
I'll
and
pass.
NBA YoungBoy.
Drake and NBA. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'd pass on a lot of these two to be
Holy
honest.
fuck, those are bad.
Playboy Cardi and Post Malone.
That wouldn't be good.
That'd be entertaining.
That would be good.
It'd be a good show too. Good concert.
Yeah, those are both cutting edge artists.
This one was kind of weird to me. Maybe y'all might have a different opinion. Lil Uzi Vert and Kanye West.
I'd fuck with that.
Yeah,
Lil Uzi Vert?
yeah.
I would.
I think they'd go together well.
I think.
I don't
I
like
think.
Kanye.
No comment. Okay.
You don't like
I'm not
the
going to pay money
person
to go see him in
Kanye.
concert. No,
You don't like the person, but you
I'm
can't
not
say
going to
you don't
pay
like the
money.
music.
I'm not going to pay $800 to go sit in nosebleed seats to go watch him.
Okay. Well, here's the next one, and I thought this one was good. It's Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T. You think they make a good album together?
I think that'd be a really good album.
I think that
actually.
would be a good album. They,
That-
they've done music together. They have,
Yeah.
That's
Nostalgia.
my favorite one out of all of them.
Kendrick Lamar killed that song, by the way. Here's
album's
the last
really
one, and then we'll go around the table and I'll get who you guys think. Jay-Z and 21 Savage.
Ooh, that would be a good album.
That would be a good album. I agree.
That would be a great album.
Okay.
Ooh, that's hard.
All right, so now I want you guys to take the seconds while I'm talking, and before I randomly pick who I'm going to ask first.
I mean,
Don't tell me how to live my life, Megan. I'll ask you first right now, and I'll give another example. So here's another example of what I was thinking when I say band as well, like when Jay-Z and Linkin Park did the Collision Course.
I like
album.
that album a lot. That was my shit as a kid, dude.
So yeah,
Lou.
like you got the Numb encore. And
Do
all
you
that.
want more?
So Jody, give me two, like two.
I was thinking
four,
too.
I guess technically. So the two, like I said, it can be a band and a hip hop artist. It can be two bands doing music together. Just give me, a tag team.
I got
two tag
one.
teams.
And I think a lot of people are going to think this is wacky, but something in my head says it'll work, you guys.
Okay.
Daft Punk and Run the Jewels.
That'd be pretty lit.
That'd be interesting.
That would be lit. The hard part would be, are we leaning more? Are we leaning more Daft Punk instrumentals? Or are we leaning more
We're
Run
leaning
the Jewels, boom bap? Rap?
More of their, yeah.
Okay.
But like
So
with Daft Punk at the helm. So they're kind of more ideas of how the music should lay, so to speak.
Yeah.
With their kind of vibe to it. They're definitely consulting on the beat,
That'd
if
be
that makes
jazzy,
sense.
man. That'd be-
And then, those Run the Jewels lyrics are going to RTJ.
That would be lit, man. That would be a good. That would be. I think sonically, that would be a really good.
I think it would just be a good, like, the feel of it just feels right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would fuck with that. I mean, anything to pull Daft Punk out of retirement and get them to make some more music. Honestly, because I feel like they're like their last couple projects that they came out with were some of their best. So it was like, geez, like if you guys are still getting better and you're like talking about like
Did
retiring.
Pharrell like produce a lot of their music?
He has production credits.
I
But I'm
think
not
he was
sure-
on tracks.
But I'm not sure how he does have production credits on that last album, but I'm not sure how much of the work he was actually doing. But they had a lot of other people on production credits too, like fuck, I can't remember his last name, but Niles, who used to be part of Zapp and Rogers.
Oh.
So they pulled from a lot of different places on that album.
Okay.
That's probably why it was so different from anything else that they've ever done before. Where like the first couple albums were more like Euro,
Definitely house.
like Euro house, but that last one pulled from
That album drives me crazy because everyone only knows Get Lucky from it. And that's
No.
Probably the lowest on the album for me.
Yeah, that was just a single, but no, that album pulled from like that funkadelic era. You know,
It's
talking
so
about like that
fucking good,
planet,
dude.
that Planet Rock, Planet Funk
Oh
era.
my
Like that shit was yeah. It was lit, man. Because like that era ended way too quick. When we talked about that before, the funk era and the disco era just didn't last.
It's gonna come back, man,
Yeah,
with a vengeance. I kind of do, but I just can't. I can't think of who to place them with.
Do you want us to come back to you?
Come back to me.
The problem, like with mine, is like just
Go ahead,
thinking
say
of
yours.
is just
Both
thinking
of
of okay. Well, they've hinted at doing an album together, and I think it'd be dope. But that's I know Megan want to go, but Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye West.
Ty Dolla $ign.
Because every single
I love Ty Dolla
song,
$ign.
every single song that they have done together is fire.
Mega
It's
banger.
absolutely fire. And I think that Ty Dolla $ign is a gifted writer and a great singer. And I think Kanye just brings out the best out of everybody. So to see Ty Dolla $ign on a whole new level would be fucking nuts. That's the reason why I would want to see that album, is just to see Ty Dolla $ign go to like a level we ain't never seen before.
Really bring it.
Yeah, and then, my God, the band that comes to my mind, like I like, would be NERD
Okay.
with Childish Gambino.
Oh
That
yeah, dude.
would
That'd be
be
really entertaining.
that would be lit. That would be like, I feel like you would probably wouldn't get a whole lot of lyrics on that album either. You would get just a lot of sounds, man. Just
The
like
sounds coming in.
yeah, man, like that would be, I don't know. My music taste is like I'm such an empath. So like when I consume music, I have to feel it. Like I can't just like consume music that like there's no feeling in it. I'm just listening to the lyrics and I'm supposed to, just like, yeah, fuck them bitches too. Like I just can't do that shit anymore. I have to like actually like be connected to it. I'm curious to hear. I feel like yours is gonna be hella R&B.
Yeah, this one was kind of hard. So her and Janelle Monáe.
Ooh.
Okay.
Also, this is a good classic because they've made a lot of music together, but I don't think they've done a whole album. Would be Miguel and J. Cole. I love when they make music together. Their songs are pretty good. And then if there's one that's not like R&B, would be Sam Smith and Adele. I feel like that would be an amazing ballad album.
My eardrums would fucking be bleeding.
Oh my god, dude,
Be
that would be
crying.
the best.
You would get like some of the craziest notes in the fucking world on that album. And
On the Adele one?
yeah, Adele and Sam Smith, like that's
They're like the opposite of each other. I feel like he's like the guy version of her and vice versa.
they both
vocally.
They both belt at the top of their lungs, flat-footed, hands at the side. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever seen people like where they sing and they're hitting those notes and they're
Their whole body is hitting the note.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But they both just sit there and they just belt. Like, it's
It would be
like
amazing.
it's so
Dead still.
crazy. Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
like they just wake up out of bed and just start hitting those notes. It's crazy. That would be a great album. The Adele, Sam Smith, her Janelle Monáe, because they're both amazing musicians by themselves. Like her is a great singer, but I mean her's so talented. You know what I mean? She can play every single instrument. Same thing with Janelle Monáe. And I really like the place that Janelle Monáe comes from whenever she writes, because like her music is more like theatrical, and with her we get more like old
Emotional.
school. We get old school like R&B type, So that'd be an interesting blend to get like old school R&B with like this theatrical side to it too. Like that would almost be like a Pharrell album, but with women singing it.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty interesting. It's funny when you said that question. The first thing that came to my head was Tim McGraw and Nelly when they did that one
Yeah,
song together.
that's a good
I
point,
thought
yeah.
that was a great song when we were younger. That'd be interesting to have an album
Yeah.
from them.
Over
I
and
would love to
over
have
again.
Nelly come back. I
It's-
love him.
It's hard to
Love
think
Nelly.
about like new like duos because like
It's everyone's so diverse.
because I did the same thing. Like I was like thinking of other collaborations that we heard before, and I was like, oh, it would be sick if they just did a whole album together.
Well, because we've heard it,
Yeah.
putting together these random people we don't know what it's like. We at least know, oh, I know I like this,
Right. Yeah, like back in the day, we had like Charlie Wilson and Snoop Dogg doing a whole bunch of stuff together.
R&G, Rhythm and Gangsta.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
It's funny that you mentioned
dude.
that. I was listening to that whole album on my drive to Oregon. And it's like one of the reasons that when I saw this question today, because when I saw that tweet today, it had me thinking. Because I was actually listening to a lot of like older music. I was listening to a lot of Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. I was listening to a lot of The Chronic. I was listening to... You know who else I listened to?
Who?
You remember the Gym Class Heroes?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I love them.
I
Travis
listened.
McCoy?
They're actually
Yes.
they're actually one of my collabs that I would love to see.
Oh, okay.
And them with I think Kendrick Lamar would kill it with them, honestly.
Oh, I think that'd be interesting.
Just because it's different.
The only hard part is, I mean, I love Travis.
Bruno Mars, I think, would be good too.
I love Bruno Mars and
with
Gym Class.
Gym
would
Class
be-
Heroes would be
But
good.
I love Travis McCoy, but Travis and Kendrick are just different.
Exactly. That's why
he wants it.
That's why I would want it.
Yin and yang.
So would Travis have to come with it, or would Kendrick have to kind of water it down a little bit?
Honestly, Travis can just be Travis. I don't consider Travis like like a rapper.
Okay.
He's an artist. Yes, he's a very talented artist, but I don't consider him a rapper. He can rhyme, but
It's more of
I
a
just want him
sound.
to be like, I want him to be him, because that's what I liked about the Gym Class Heroes. And I just love Kendrick Lamar, so that's like
Yeah, I just love their music because I
the
can relate to it.
instant. That's why I was like, I would love to hear, because I was actually listening to a song, "Don't Tell Me It's Over," Gym Class Hero, and there was a remix with Lil Wayne on it. And this was
Lil Wayne can go on. I mean, pretty
and this was at the height of when Lil Wayne was literally the best rapper alive. And I was like, wow, if Lil Wayne can do that and kill it, because Lil Wayne had bars back then.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he has the bars like Kendrick, but he had bars. And I was just thinking, man, Kendrick Lamar can like really work. And then I thought about when Kendrick Lamar was on the Radioactive remix with Imagine Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really good.
Yeah, that was
So
dope.
that's why I brought those two together. And I was like, I would want to see it. Gym Class Heroes isn't even a band anymore.
No.
It's just Travis McCoy now, which if they ever got Gym Class Heroes back together, make an album with Kendrick.
Yeah, he's still trying to recover though, too.
Kendrick seems like he's very diverse and very like
Absolutely.
flexible. Like he can fit into anywhere,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Absolutely.
It's just, I guess, what would
Sound good?
No, what would people want? Like, when you hear when you see Kendrick's name pop up on any song list, like you're expecting
A certain quality.
you're also expecting to be blown away every time. Like, this better blow me away. Like, and that's a hard expectation to meet every single time, because not every song is meant for that. Like some songs are just meant for you to vibe to. Some songs are a story, and maybe you don't need to be like hit with these hardcore lyrics, but you actually just need to chill the fuck out and just listen to it.
And that's why I think Kendrick would be the perfect one because he can do it all.
Yeah.
Again, that's why it's just a fantasy album. That's like it's an album that I would listen to. Like if they ever made it, I wouldn't care if anyone else listened. I just want it for me.
Dedication to Roger.
I
This
got another
album
one.
was made for Roger.
Oh, go ahead. I gotta hear
Go ahead,
this.
say it.
And it would be so hot, you guys. But it's just because guilty pleasure. Like, I love both of these groups because their beats are just, they've always been nasty beat makers.
Okay.
So I just would want to hear what kind of crazy, nasty sounds coming from the South this time. UGK and 3-6 Mafia.
Why hasn't that happened?
Why hasn't? They've come together
mean,
on a couple songs.
UGK is actually in a versus. They did a versus They did a versus like this last weekend. Speaking of that, against 8Ball and MJJ.
Bro.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
MJJ? They did a versus, which I was like curious about UGK because it's
Or MJG.
MJG, yeah, because it's Bun B and Pimp C, but obviously we all know Pimp C's passed away, but I like it.
That would be like
UGK
and 3-6 Mafia, dude.
that
Coming
honestly,
together for a whole album, dude.
that would be the most nostalgic album.
3-6 Mafia was in the International Players Anthem music video.
Yeah.
Yeah. They come together for a couple songs. I think there's that one. There's
3-6 Mafia.
I would actually want to really hear that. And I guess it depends on what era 3-6 Mafia we're listening to.
It has
though,
to be
too.
the I gotta stay high.
Yeah, it would have to be that era. I can't, like, because I've listened, admittedly, I've listened to old school, like, 3 6 Mafia, where they were kind of more like I think what they called it was like horror rap.
I think
Where
that's
it
what
was. They would kind of like take like scary movies and stuff and do like rap versions
samples
of it,
over
you
it.
know what I mean?
Samples of it. I mean,
That was like their stuff. That's what they got famous off of, and then they kind of flipped up their style a little bit. But no, like that 2000s era of 3 6 Mafia. I mean that I just want to hear again. Like that was
you want to hear now? Just thinking about it.
That
2000s
was like
was
one
a good
of-
era of music for like hip hop and R&B. I feel like
it was, but
bangers.
it was, but it wasn't. It had its pockets. Like okay, so you had for example, okay, in the 2000 era, we also had the Soldier Boy and all his clones. That was
Once
the
we
worst
cranked
part.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was like a new dance was coming out every
VIC.
single.
Get silly. Hey.
Yeah, it was just see that part of hip hop.
The
I
dance
don't
so
miss.
silly.
I don't miss that. I don't miss.
Can you
No.
do the?
That's like more. I feel like
Whoa,
it's more like
calm
pop
down.
hip hop.
He was
It's like
talking
that's
about
not
dances.
true hip hop.
Yeah, like no offense. I don't miss the Collie Park era of hip hop. You know, where
The
we
Yang
had,
Twins.
that was the best part about the Collie Park era.
Bubba Sparks.
Till the
I
sweat
love
drops
that
down
song.
my
No,
balls.
Bubba Sparks was corny, but
Real quick, while we're on the topic,
but the
dude.
Yang Twins,
Real quick,
I
while we're on the
love
topic.
it.
back in the junior high dances.
You
when
could just
rate
play the
came
first
on,
couple
you-
seconds of that song,
Do y'all-
and they're
do
gonna
y'all
be on the
remember
dance
when they
floor.
just had skeet, skeet, skeet on the fucking radio?
Damn, ski.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, so we gotta censor motherfucker. So let's just make him say skeet 4 more times in the middle. Skeet, 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 skeet. And then, soccer moms, skeet, skeet, goddamn. With their fucking kids on the way to practice. Dude.
The Whisper song. Wait.
I love
That's
that
what I'm
song.
saying. That was
Then I'll show you my dick. Hey, bitch. That song's wild, man.
right. Like, could you imagine actually
If that song
coming
came
up
out
to
today,
someone
bro.
like
If you,
That shit would
that
be
as a
canceled.
pitch
You
to
guys, ever heard,
somebody.
you guys ever heard the remix to that song?
Yeah.
That song was even wilder.
It doesn't shock me.
Oh, you thought that was bad.
That was Missy Elliott and Lil Scrappy on it.
Was she whispering too?
Man,
Yeah, not really. She tried.
Man.
that was a hard
slacking.
era. That when the crunk era was
Fucking, you
man,
can miss me,
had you,
Elliot.
Had you wanted to fight people that you was cool with, you know.
Lil,
What I mean?
yeah, Lil Scrappy.
what-
Hey, oh my God.
What was that?
Trillville.
Yeah, Nuck If You Buck. Remember that
Yeah,
song?
no,
I love
you
that
buck, Mom. They still play that song if someone's about to square up in like YouTube videos. You hear that beat.
That shit's about to go viral on TikTok.
We
I
some
swear.
head busters. We are not.
Yeah, I
coming
remember
back.
this.
Why are you so mad?
Man, remember we used to like yell those lyrics on top of our lungs.
Yeah.
It's like it was active. It was
Oh,
like
God.
why
I
why
was
It's
you
just
just-
how we did it
I
back
was
in
just
our
thinking of
day.
Trillville, some cut.
I
That,
had
the
that
bed
as,
squeaking.
I had that as my ringtone. Yeah.
What it is, hope. What's up? Can I play a get in
Let's call
damn
that
good?
actually. Let's call that era the ringtone era. That's what that was.
That really was.
That was
Yeah.
the ringtone era. Where
You got to make a song that would be a good ringtone.
That's
Shout
what
out
it
to
was.
Lil Jon for creating that, though.
Yeah.
I love Lil Jon.
Lil Jon's a beast for that. You know what's funny?
What?
So my daughter the other day, she was asking like, because the kids see Snoop Dogg all over commercials and in different shows and whatnot. But
Grandpa Snoop.
But they don't know him as a
Yeah.
rapper. So she was like, "Did he make music?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg was a bit." And I'm like, going
He
through,
still
Gin
makes
and juice?
music.
and I'm going through like his discography, and I'm like trying to show her a song, and I'm like, "No, I can't show that one. Like, nope, can't show that one."
Doggy style
like,
for real.
nope.
Real dog niggas.
You know what
Dogs
song you
for
can
life.
show her?
Just like
Signs. Charlie
Yeah, I can
Wilson and Justin Timberlake
Oh yeah, that whole album actually is pretty cool.
are in that's Rhythm and Gangsta, right?
How about Wiggle with Jason Derulo? It's talking about the Wiggles, that one show.
That is Rhythm and Gangsta.
Right.
That's a good album.
Yeah, that's the same album with Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah. Oh God.
that's
I love that
Snoop,
song
Snoop was
for
a
real.
fucking
No, Snoop was on top of the game for a
Doggy
minute.
Style was good, but honestly, this might be unpopular opinion. Rhythm and Gangsta was better.
I agree.
I kind of even think the blue carpet treatment was better than Doggy Style.
No, Doggy Style was. Go back and listen to like Murder Was the Case.
I literally just
Gin and
did.
Juice. I mean, that's a great album.
Man.
That's a great album.
Blue carpet over
But
it?
Candy,
but Blue Carpet Treatment is third. Definitely.
you want it?
I was
got
gonna
it.
say,
Dripping like
not
water.
over Doggy.
Well,
Yeah, I would
the
maybe,
Candy
but
Man.
Well,
E40
Candy
killed it
wasn't
on
even
that
my
shit.
favorite song on that album. My favorite song on the album was "Boss's Life."
Okay. Well, first of all, we have to clarify which Boss's Life.
Oh, Nate Dogg.
Okay, because the one that's on the album has Akon on it.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I was like, what the hell is this shit?
You know what I instantly thought of? I was like, what the fuck was Snoop thinking to put Akon singing this verse?
I think
when I don't even know if they're even related or not, but his boy, Nate Dogg, one of the greatest voices
His voice
in the music game ever. His voice is literally iconic.
Unpopular opinion while you're on it, I think Nate Dogg made Warren G. Without Nate Dogg, Warren G wouldn't have been as big.
Well, Warren G, I don't think was ever that big.
Even I know, but even then,
Talking about Regulators. Well, Nate Dogg definitely made
that's
that
his
song.
like only song people know by him.
But
But they got like a lot of good songs. But Nate was on all of them, right there along with him.
Is Warren G a one-hit wonder?
No. He had the first song he was like, you don't listen to this flavor of this G'd up sound. And
That's an underrated song though.
that was his first hit. This right here is Warren G. I'm thinking, man,
It's kind of crazy when you look.
that whole era. I'm thinking, 'cause even
Pioneer speakers,
like DJ Quick back in that era was dope.
DJ Quick was raw.
Is this DJ by Warren G?
Yeah,
That's what it's called. This DJ.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Next question. Megan, you've been silent. What's your pet peeve? You get to talk.
Speak now.
Talk to us.
I hate when people smack their food. It is a really big pet peeve of mine.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
And I know it's a culture thing, but
Wait. It's a
Culture thing.
What?
Yeah, it's like an Asian culture. They slurp their food to show appreciation that it's good.
I wouldn't say
And smacking.
Asian culture. Maybe I think in like Japan or something. There is like sections where like it is technically it's technically complimenting the chef to sit there and your fucking food.
You've never heard that?
No, okay. So,
But not
so
just
I didn't hear
all
about
Asian.
I didn't hear about slurping, but I heard that it was disrespectful to leave scraps on your plate. So like when I lived in Oregon, I had this employee that worked under me named Shin Shin, and she was a foreign exchange student from China, and she taught me how to eat Chinese food correctly. And the way you're supposed to eat it, actually, you're supposed to have the plate or the bowl in one hand and then the chopsticks in the other.
And you scoop,
and you're
right?
supposed to scoop it.
Yep.
That's how you're supposed to eat the rice. So, like, you know, like when people are like, well, how do you eat rice with chopsticks? I'm trying to pick. Like, no, that's not the correct way. You're supposed
Scoop
to
it
actually,
in.
yes, you're supposed to
You
put
use
it
the
in your
chopsticks to
face
grab chicken and shit.
and
And
scoop
vegetables.
to scoop it all up. And you're not supposed to leave anything. It's really disrespectful to leave scraps.
Even a single grain.
I've heard that, but it's
But I don't know about the slurping. That's
yeah, it's
It's like with the ramen houses.
I can attest to that
you go,
because I used to work with this
That you slurp it up.
girl that I used to fucking hate going to lunch with because that's all I fucking heard.
She was the slurp-o-matic.
I would blast my fucking headphones.
and still
All
hear
I
it.
would hear was her fucking mouth eating. And
Damn, dog.
so I can agree.
And I get it that it's a sign of respect. That's how they were taught. Unfortunately, I was not taught that growing up.
Guess what?
And so
Guess that
the
ethnicity.
sound just bugs me.
She the glut goat.
She was Asian too, so that's why I was like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
When he
it's
said
some
that-
sort of like
You
I don't
triggered
know
the
where
other day, like,
exactly,
that's right.
but it's like that culture, and it's not all, but I know some Asian culture. It's just it's a sign of respect to slurp your food.
that's a sign
My
of
mom-
disrespect to me, to be honest.
My mom has a. Never mind.
You
That
know
shit
what would
is
happen
always
to me
weird to
if
me,
I
yeah.
tried to even chew with my mouth open. I'd get
Someone come and
smacked.
smack you.
My mom hated it. I was taught not to smack my food.
Is that your only pet peeve though?
That's one of them.
She just fucking
Is
whips
that
out
your
a
biggest
list.
one?
My biggest pet peeve, I don't like when people don't listen to me. Like, I don't like being interrupted. That would be one of my biggest
Makes
pet
a lot
peeves.
of sense now why you don't like me.
Yeah, you always fucking interrupt me and let me finish my fucking sentence.
That and I don't listen. So
No, not at all. A bunch of bullshit comes out your mouth.
Huh?
Exactly. But yeah,
just
that would be
kidding.
like one of my biggest pet peeves. What about you guys?
I'll tell you one of my pet peeves, and this has to do with work. No, I absolutely fucking hate when this happens. Like
I want to hear it.
this literally triggers me to want to cuss anyone out. It triggers me so much to the fact that my dad one time did it. And I literally had to stop myself from snapping because I was just done.
In the red.
So my pet peeve, for those who don't know, I work my 9 to 5 at an auto parts, and I fucking hate when people asking me. So I'll go along, look up what they want, right? I'll say if we have it, if we don't. If we don't have it, and they ask me who has it, I'll tell them, okay, these places have it. For instance, example, this place over there has it. This place over here has it.
Right.
And I fucking hate. I'm getting mad just thinking about this right now.
It's getting heated.
This is literally making me mad, right? Just thinking about this. I hate when people say this. I just told you who had it, first of all. Mind you guys that.
Okay.
And they'll say, well, does this store have it?
I'll the ones that, obviously
I'll look at them, and then I'll have to calm down for a quick second. And I'll be like, no. And then I'll repeat myself. I'll say,
this store?
This place and this place have it, right? And I'll just like get enraged.
Customers are a pet peeve.
So, for instance, my dad asked me something. I forgot. I'm trying to think of what the situation was. He asked me if, I forgot. I wish I could remember what the exact situation was because I literally got so triggered. He was like, hey, can you call this and that about, I think it was like a pizza place or something, to be honest. And I was like, oh, this place is open right now because it was late at night, and this is open late at night. And he goes, well, what about, such and such? And I'll be like, I literally had to take a deep breath because I got so mad. Just like, I literally caught myself going like this, and then he was like, what's wrong? And I explained it to him. I said, Dad, I hate, not necessarily you doing this, but just in general, I deal with this shit at work every day. I hate
I can't hear this.
I hate when I tell people what's open or who has what, and they ask me something completely different. If they had it or they were open, I would have said so. Okay?
But what if you missed it? Just in case.
No, I didn't. Because I even wait. I
too.
even wait like 5 to 10 minutes of looking and scrolling through shit. Not at work, because at work it's pretty fucking simple. The closest places show if they have it or not. That's what it is. So when he asked me that, and I told him, I said, Dad, I just scrolled through everything on my phone and saw who was open, who's not open. This place is not open. If it was open, I would tell you. I'm not hiding it from you.
Keep it in secret.
Yes. Honestly, that has to be my biggest pet peeve right there.
Okay.
And it just enrages me. Like, I am getting heated right now just thinking about it.
I can tell.
Turn a little red. Yeah, I can see it. Getting a little mad.
Holy shit, I am turning red.
Heat is rising.
So that is just my absolute biggest pet peeve. Another pet peeve I have is another work-related pet peeve, when I answer a phone on like a holiday that if we're open, and the people are saying, hey, you guys open?
I already knew where that was going.
No, I'm answering the phone from home. We're not open. I'm not here. Don't come in. Bye.
That's what you should do. No.
I do it all the time. I say,
just
no,
a no.
we're not open. And
You've reached the voicemail box.
And you know what they'll ask me? Like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, no, we're not open. He's like, well, why are you there then? I was like, I'm just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Well, it says on Google that we're open. Well, if we're open on Google, then we're probably open.
Just
Okay.
bullshitting.
All
What's
right.
yours, Jody?
Before I decide to flip a table, because, yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
You gotta go, because
Okay.
I can't even
I don't think
pick
Jody
one.
has pet peeves.
All mine are driving related, so it's hard to
A
even
lot of
pick
mine
which one.
are drive related, but a lot of mine are communication things. Like I'm a very direct person, so my biggest pet peeve is like if I give someone very simple,
straightforward
instructions
directions,
and they overcomplicate it.
I fucking hate that too, dude.
It pisses me off. Like, hey, like I want to help you cook. Okay, cool. What do you need? What do you need help with? Well, can you chop the onion? Okay. And then all of a sudden, all the vegetables are chopped. Like, I didn't ask you to chop all those because I was interested. Like, no, I like. If I give instructions, I just want them to be followed in the way that I give them. That's it. That's it. Another pet peeve. I'm also an introvert, so silence is not uncomfortable. I love silence.
I don't mind it.
I can't stand when people can't read a room where it's silent on purpose. It's
And they just keep doing those awkward, like, strange weather we're having, huh?
Yes, they do like the small talk. Like it'll be silent for a good like minute, and I'm chilling and I'm happy and I'm in my
And
place.
you're just
and
right
all of a
about
sudden,
it. The, like,
yeah, they just say something that this little small talk, like, "Oh, that's an interesting book you got there." Okay,
I wish I could read it.
now I got to talk about my book.
yeah, like shut the fuck up and let me read. Like you see me do something, you know, like that's a pet peeve. Driving related, not using your blinkers when you cut me off. Like if you're gonna cut me off, at least
At least let me know.
At
Least let me know.
At least, because I got kids in the car. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care if I have fucking criminals in the car. Let me know you're coming in.
Speaking of driving, another pet peeve of mine is when fucking people just weave into traffic in and out. I'm just like,
Oh
what did
my
you save yourself?
God.
Half a second?
It gives me and I catch up to him and I look
And you
at
see,
him.
I look you look right in their face.
I look at him.
I talk to him.
I'm a very tense driver.
Someone's gonna get out and try and start shit with me someday because I talk right out. I'm like, "Are you proud of yourself? You did it." I'll clap for niggas right in their face.
You guys would hate my driving.
Man,
I was just
dude.
gonna make a comment about your driving.
I've seen her drive. It's not. You're not on the level that I see. Trust me. I've
She's
been working
toning it
driving
down
for
for you.
like the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I've seen
And so
people-
I'm on the road so much, and I see all these people do all these stupid. You know what's the? I just thought of it. My biggest pet peeve, by far. Do not sit in the merge lane until the very end when there's traffic. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
That is what is causing the traffic.
I hate
It's like, I'm gonna be the smart.
I
Why
fucking-
didn't they all think of this and cut to the?
Yeah.
And they're
I
like riding the
fucking
shoulder,
hate
like,
that.
and then they're gonna get mad and have their blinker on, all passive aggressive, like, you gotta let me in, like, nigga, nobody should let you in. You see how I'm getting mad right now? Just that is the one.
You know what I hate?
Ooh, and then I see someone let him in, and I get mad at the person that let him in. I go up to them, dude, and fucking looking at them like, fucking let that. I'm telling you,
I
don't do that.
understand that.
PSA, don't do that.
Not around Jody.
That causes traffic.
You know what I hate, honestly? You ever seen when there's construction, right? And you got one lane closed, so they leave that the merger lane.
Yeah.
And then you just see you're doing the right thing, right?
You're on your shit.
Yeah, you're in the right lane, and then all of a sudden you see the stupid motherfucker that decides that I'm gonna cut everyone.
I'm just gonna cut
and I'm gonna drive
everybody else
all the very way to the end, all the way till I get over right before the cones hit.
and then I expect you to let me back in. It's not my fault. I'm smarter than all of
Those
you.
are the people I wish would just like take the biggest rock
It's like,
and
right.
like smash.
It's
their
like,
car.
please,
You don't got to be in it.
I
but-
hate to wish such violence on people, but you're really making it hard. People of the world, stop doing that. I'm gonna cut to the front.
So
I'm
is
such
driving
a clever
the only
bean.
driving the only way is you have pet peeves?
Bro, I can't even think of other pet peeves because there's so many things with drive. Don't park like an asshole. When you like,
You hate when
if
people
you
don't
park
close
and you're
stuff
like
all the
kind of
way.
on the line, just back out and straighten it back out.
You know they do that
It's
on purpose.
3 more seconds.
Especially people with nice cars. They do
I
it
gotta
on purpose.
I know the
apologize.
people that do that. That pisses me off, but it's a different thing. You kind of have like a understanding, like okay, if it's just 2
Bro.
lanes, it's like
You know what I just thought of?
I see why they did that.
You remember when we lived in Antelope? There was like you remember the Antelope Pagans,
Yeah, I
right?
know what you're talking about.
There was very little parking there.
Very little parking.
And there was one time that our stall was taken. I think you had it, and then there's like next to our stall there was like the 2 parking spaces right there.
Yeah.
Did you ever see? I remember what kind of car it was too. It was a Dodge Charger, and this
remember that
motherfucker decided to park right in the middle of those.
Yeah.
That shit made
I
me want
remember
to
that
key his
shit.
car,
Yeah, it's like
bust his windshields, shit on his car.
it's so wild,
And it
right?
wasn't even like a new Dodge Charger.
It wasn't even a nice
course it
Dodge
isn't,
Charger.
dude.
It wasn't even like.
It wasn't even a nice Dodge
course it
Charger.
wasn't.
You would have thought that this Charger had like a nice ass paint job, like some great wheels and shit. Like just you'd have thought it'd been the pimpest fucking Charger you can think of.
That's the ultimate irony of it.
It
is they
wasn't.
do all that shit and park like that, thinking, "Oh, now my car's not going to get fucked with," and that's what makes people most likely to fuck with your car.
I feel like this question just turned left into like a driving question.
because
So now, Megan, what is your pet peeves on the road?
yeah, your road pet.
When
people who drive
if you
slow?
let someone over and they don't like wave thank you,
Oh, no
it
thanks.
legit makes me mad.
The no
because
thank
it's like,
yous when you let them in.
yeah, it's really
I get
frustrating. Like
that,
when I let
actually.
people in, especially if it's like a traffic, and it like
Really?
yeah,
You just want
it was a courtesy
It's
that I
a
let
fair
you.
enough
It was
thing.
a,
I
it was a
understand.
I don't
courtesy.
care.
You're not getting over unless I let you. You're not gonna hit my car. No fucking
In moments
way.
like that.
and all you want is
don't
just
care.
like that, huh? Like,
don't
Yeah,
care about
it's
the
just a
thing.
little
You're
wave.
not, yeah, I'm not saying every
Slow
time you
hand
switch
up.
lanes, but it's
Yeah.
like if you're letting someone in,
Like say
It's for
there's
those
traffic
giving
on
them
a
a
street.
courtesy.
Exactly.
You're being nice.
They're turning
Say
onto the
thank you.
street from McDonald's
Wear
or
your
some
manners.
shit. Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
get
like
that.
say, yeah. So say you're at a stoplight.
Prentice
And
got no
there's-
manners driving.
There's
It's
somebody
not
that
manner-
you
I
can
have
see
tons of-
somebody.
I'm like super passive when I drive.
He's probably the safest.
He's
driver
always just
here,
like,
no lie.
ooh, after you.
Yeah, because I'd rather let someone in than them fucking hit
Force
me.
their way in.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, you can just do it.
He
do what
he
you
never
want.
has to wave because he's always getting waved at. And
I
I
don't-
was like, what a nice chocolate man.
And I don't care about the.
Chocolate
Speeding
man.
up.
I don't care about the wave. As long as you keep your hands on the wheel and you get away from me. Like when I'm driving, I am constantly checking my rear view mirror, my side mirrors, constant, like every 5 seconds, just because I just don't trust none of these
Nope.
motherfuckers on the
I'm
road.
always aware.
I've
I'm
never-
watching you guys out there.
I've never been in an accident, and that's the reason why. Because I don't trust anybody. We ain't friends when we on the road. I don't care what car you drive. I'm not peeping it. None of that shit. So, let's change paces real quick here.
Let's go
because
into.
we're gonna.
I got a question.
Okay.
Drive-ins or movie theater? Which do you guys prefer?
Drive-ins, fight me.
Drive-ins. Because I can smoke a blunt and eat, bring all the food I want.
It depends, though. I guess it's a
know-
harder question than that.
Lately, it's been the movies for me.
Really?
Yeah. So so the last couple times I've been to the drive-ins, my experience there wasn't exactly the greatest, and I think what it is because I think they have reduced a lot of like the things that they have there, and they're kind of overcompensating. For example, they used to have like security there, right? And security weren't going around like put out the
Knocking
blunt,
on windows, yeah.
but they would. For example, they might knock on a window, go, "Hey, your lights are on," because some
Hey,
people
guys,
don't.
stop having
Oh,
sex.
everyone's going to
Because
let
some-
you know if your lights are on at the
Because some
drive-in.
people don't know that their lights are on, or some people don't even know how to turn off their lights,
Yeah.
right? Like
I feel like they get let know,
they have
though.
they have everything on audio, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know my lights could turn off," right? So those type of things have actually made my experience worse at the drive-ins. Like barely being able to see the screen because everyone's lights are on because people don't know how to fucking turn their lights off. Especially the people at the front. Like, why are you all the way at the front with your lights on
Who
full
likes
blast?
to sit in the front of the drive-in?
Yeah, like when you're looking like this.
Got
it's-
a neck kick
But
out?
no, not even straight up. You're like leaning forward to look out the windshield.
The cars are angled at the drive-ins.
Whoa,
Oh, this movie's pretty cool, dude.
Chill. You about to knock something down.
But no, it's so lately it's actually been, and also too, like some people at the drive-ins are so inconsiderate, like it's like hard to even like focus on the actual movie because they're talking, they're laughing,
Yeah,
they're
you're invading
they're-
on their drive-in experience.
Yeah, like it's just like it's
How
just
dare ya.
Like I just don't. I haven't like the last 3 times.
That's
I
kind
have
of
not-
funny though.
I have
'cause
not enjoyed it the last 3 times, but
At one point in our life, those were us. That was us.
I feel like when the movie was on, we were.
We were still talking and laughing and shit.
Oh well, then we were assholes.
You've matured.
I like the movies. I like the movies,
We are more.
especially
aged.
because
It's
like
you're 30.
lately. I mean, every time I've gone to the
So are
actual
you.
theater lately, the theaters have been empty. And I fucking love that shit.
That is really fun. That's a very nice touch. I have been enjoying that as well.
Yeah,
What? I'm sorry, I missed that last
The
part.
theaters are always empty.
Yeah.
You go in and you get your seats and you're like, oh, you think it'll fill up? And then you get there and it's 10 people.
Yeah.
Not even as many as they said were like reserved on the.
Right.
Because now you reserve
Well,
your seat
even then,
that.
like when they're showing you like the screen, like to reserve your seats, like oh shit, I could pick anywhere.
Right, I can go anywhere except for the very middle front. Like everyone always takes that perfect that ideal spot.
Yeah.
I think it just depends because, like, I went to the movies for Mother's Day with my whole family, and it was packed.
Yeah.
And I was really upset that it was so packed.
That was holiday and it was a release day weekend though.
Oh, see, release day.
What movie?
No,
Doctor Strange.
no, I
came
didn't,
out
I
that
didn't go.
weekend.
I didn't go. See
I know,
Doctor
but that
Strange.
was still release day weekend.
saw
so.
Fantastic
And Mother's
Beasts.
Day. So
Oh,
that's
you
a
saw that
double
movie?
whammy.
in theaters. Yeah,
Did
it was
you
really
like
good.
it?
That was a new release too, I'm pretty sure.
It was on
because
HBO Max
It's
just
on
now.
HBO
Well,
Max
now it is, but it was just coming out in theaters then.
Mother's
Mother's
Day was
Day?
like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it just came out on HBO Max yesterday.
It wasn't.
It was
I
on
know that
Monday.
wasn't. I know that wasn't a new release
Or the
because they
31st,
don't. It's more time before they go to streaming services.
Yeah.
After-
They wait like
but-
30 days.
There was
I
these
don't know about
girls.
that anymore because like Sonic was out in theaters, and
30
now
days.
Sonic
It's been 30 days.
is like
It's on Paramount.
yeah.
They waited
A lot,
30
yeah,
days.
a lot of companies are doing that now. They have their theatered
Like
release,
Doctor
and
Strange,
then
for example. It's
within a
going to
couple-
be on.
It's going to come on Disney Plus soon.
like this month.
yeah,
30
that's what
days.
they're all doing now. Because they get that theater money.
But I agree. I think it does kind of depend. Because I definitely enjoy both. I would enjoy going to the drive-in more with a group of people
Yeah.
more than I would with just me and one other person. Unless like that one other person and me, we're gonna do something in that theater, in my car.
Do a little
Thing.
extracurricullar activities.
Unless I'm getting some, gluck gluck.
Gluck, gluck.
Like 2000.
But you can't do that in the theaters.
Yeah, you can.
Man, that popcorn trick
I'm not
don't work.
risking
Stop perpetrating that shit.
You can
out
probably
in
do that in
audience.
the theaters like maybe 10 years ago, back when like theaters weren't like reclining seats and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you guys don't
Unless y'all the only ones in there, or like
past
you're all the way
experience.
at the top and everyone else is at the bottom.
Wouldn't that just
You're not
be
really
weird,
getting
though?
away
'Cause
with it.
Isn't there people up there that are like in the film
Not,
room? Like,
not technically.
what if they're
There
just
might be.
watching?
If you're
There
gonna
might
give,
be,
if you're
but
gonna
it's
give
not
head in the movie
guaranteed.
theater, you don't give a fuck if there's people.
That's
above
a
you.
fair point too.
That's true.
if you're there, if you're doing that shit, you're
That's
not
true,
caring
right.
who's
Fuck.
watching. there could be
you-
someone sitting right next to y'all, high fiving
Right.
the guy. Like,
Like, oh shit. Okay.
well,
Tell you what, someone started
there's a
giving
show
head.
going on over here, Sharon.
Would you look at that?
I'm hitting my phone. I'm hitting record, and then I'm posting it on Pornhub.
Just no phones.
I'm making an OnlyFans.
Phones off.
And
It's
it
the
won't even
movie,
be-
dude.
I won't even be in it. There you go. Or sell it.
Sell
There
it.
you go. Sell the vid.
That's what I'm saying. Sell it to Pornhub. Make it restricted. You gotta pay like $5 to watch it.
Shit. Watch someone else get some head.
Chick goes to town while
Damn.
watching fucking Fantastic Beasts.
Watching the new Fantastic Beasts.
That's funny.
She got upset because
She
Johnny was
tamed.
gone.
She tamed his Fantastic Beast.
Damn, that's a good tagline.
Squirt scene at the end.
All right. Well, we're at an hour and 37 minutes here, so
Yeah.
I think we gotta wrap it up.
Talking some shit.
Real quick, because I'm curious on what your guys' tastes say. Last question, then we're done. Coke or Pepsi products?
Coke.
So, do you have to choose
It's Coke.
like the whole thing? Can you pick and choose?
No.
It's
Because
Coke,
if it's the
baby.
whole product, it's Coke. I gotta agree.
Yeah, it's Coke, baby.
But if I could pick and choose,
Why?
like,
because root beer, Sprite,
man,
both
Barks is
have root
weak.
beer.
A&W
Whoa,
is the
fuck
best root
off.
beer. A&W is best root beer.
All right.
A&W
Period.
is the best root beer,
Period.
but Sprite,
No,
Sprite is the best
absolutely.
one.
It just is.
Sprite's the best soda on this whole sheet.
Sprite kills Sierra Mist. They taste so close and yet so far.
First of all,
it's like
don't ever disrespect Barks.
Naked
Barks is
juice,
the best
bro?
root beer.
naked juice.
Megan?
Pepsi.
I'm going to choose Coke.
I like 7-Up over
Just because
Sprite.
of Barks. I'm literally choosing
Cokes, baby.
Coke because of Barks.
Because of
root beer.
Barks. Barks is good, don't get me wrong, but A&W's better.
A&W fucking sucks.
Sorry,
Vitamin water is
Barks.
good too.
Barking up the wrong tree with that shit. A&W,
A&W is
baby.
ass. But anyways,
Awesome and winner is what it stands for.
Awesome and winner. Well, before
response to
we end it, one I do want to announce this because we will be doing it pretty soon here, but Jody's gonna have his own show.
Hey.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty dope. We're not gonna release the details just yet, but definitely be on the lookout for that because I think that shit's gonna be so entertaining. And it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be a podcast, so you don't have to sit and listen to us for an
Listen to
hour.
a bunch of
But
gabbing.
But it's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be some shit, some new shit, some new shit,
Some of that new.
new. And
Hey, Rashad.
Shit.
and in regards to subscribers on YouTube, I appreciate y'all for getting that number up, but we need to hit 50 because we're trying to go live in this bitch. That's really where we're trying to go. What we're trying to
Someone
do.
was taking a piss.
Yeah, I know that was a little, that
I was really
super-
trying to not have that pick up.
That was super disturbing.
But you have to stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen.
That's funny. And for sure, y'all want to subscribe too, because on the Happy Hour Pod, we got a little contest going where people could win some money, and we are choosing out of our YouTube subscribers. So it doesn't matter if you subscribe because you listen to Happy Hour or because you listen to Shit Talk. If you're a subscriber, you might get chose and you might get some money.
Hey.
Yeah, get that gas paid for. Get
What, a
One
gallon?
gallon.
get some groceries.
Ooh.
Come and get your half gallon here. 50
Yes.
bucks.
Get some,
For real.
come get dinner so that way you could take somebody out.
But
on a date or
no
some
baby
shit.
formula, though.
Shit, we might even get if we can get our hands on some baby formula.
Damn,
shit,
you got
we
that
might-
kind of money, man? That's like $1,000.
for baby formula right now. $1,000.
You didn't hear about the shit that was going on?
That's
There's a big
crazy.
shortage on it.
I know there's a shortage.
It
right?
did the
No,
same
people-
thing the toilet paper did,
I
where
didn't
they
know-
were like, "Oh, there's a shortage," so then everyone went out to buy it, and then
didn't-
there was a
I
shortage.
didn't know people were so heartless to scalp.
Scalping
There
baby
is just
formula.
a video I saw. This lady had
Let's
a whole
not get
cart
into
at
it.
Target.
We're
It was
gonna
like 70 bottles of formula that
That's
she bought.
crazy.
We're gonna be here all night.
And this
if we
girl
go
was
on
calling
this.
her out on it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
anyways, as Cousin P was saying, get them subscribers up so we can, do all the things that we want so y'all can see all the shows that are coming soon. Lots of great ideas that we got coming up. Jody's thing. If you guys need help finding any of the pages or socials, the link is in the bios to everything, to be honest. There's a link tree that has, even now our personal IGs are on there.
Yep.
Now.
Now,
I
new now,
can't speak. Now.
new now.
So, so
Just
anyways,
subscribe, you guys.
subscribe,
Just do it. It's
like
so
it,
easy.
share, comment, interact with us. We want to hear from y'all
For sure.
on all platforms that we have.
For sure.
Again, thank you, May May and Jody.
I knew you were going to do that.
No, okay. Thank you guys
Whatever.
both for coming on. We appreciate y'all
It was really fun.
showing up,
Anytime.
talking, even though it's
Talk about
a
that shit.
Team Amber Heard over here.
Talking that. Shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're done. Show's over.
All right, y'all.
And yeah,
This has been Shit Talk.
it wouldn't be shit talk.
That's true. That's fine.
Ooh.